Hey, welcome back to episode 3 of Lost Whiskey Barbecue. Today we're going to be working on smoking a deer tenderloin. This is the long cut of meat. This is what I consider to be the best cut of meat on a deer. It's a pretty lean cut of meat, so today we're actually going to be wrapping it in bacon, seasoning it, smoking it on the smoker at about 275 for it'll probably be an hour until we reach an internal temperature of about 129. So this is going to be a very simple recipe. We're going to do salt, pepper to season the deer tenderloin, and then we're going to wrap it, and then we're actually going to season it again. You don't have to get too heavy with the seasonings here because it's going to actually be done twice. So do it one side, go ahead and flip it over, get the second side, and then hit it with the pepper. Now we're going to take our bacon. We just got a pack of regular bacon from Costco's, where this came from. You want to get it as wide as possible and as thin as possible. You want the bacon to be able to cook up crisp before this gets too high of a temperature. So you just want to start at one end and wrap it around. Try not to overlap the bacon. You have to a little bit to keep it on there, but you want to make sure that it's as wide as possible, and that allows it to cook evenly. All right, you can see we wrapped the entire thing in about a half pack of bacon, trying to keep it as even as we can. If you find the bacon is coming off where you stop and start it, you can run a toothpick through it. No big deal. And I want to go ahead and season it again. Again, you want to be light on this as you don't want it to be too salty. Salt, little pepper. And as this cooks on the smoker, the bacon's going to render the fat, kind of basting the tenderloin as it cooks. I'm going to guess this will probably take about an hour, but we're going to be cooking to temperature, not time. So you want to have it right around 125, 129. And at the end, we can do a nice sear on the bacon for just a minute on all sides, and it'll be perfect. I actually decided to add a little bit of coating of this Montreal steak seasoning just because, quite frankly, I love this stuff. And it should help with maybe a little bit of crust on the outside. We'll get both sides of that. Okay, now we're out to the smoker, which we have set at 275, indirect cooking on the big green egg. And like I said, we're going to let it run for probably about an hour, but we're going to be checking it after 45 minutes to see where it probes at in the deepest point to see if it's at our target temperature. Okay, so we're outside at the smoker, which we have set up to about 275, 280 degrees, which is a little bit hotter, but I wanted to do it to crisp up the bacon as much as possible while the tenderloin cooks. So we're just going to simply pick up the tenderloin, place it across the grate. And I'm actually going to take a little bit of olive oil, spray it across, and this will help give a little bit of crisp to the tenderloin and the bacon. All right, so it looks pretty good there. We're going to come back in about 45 minutes. We're going to check the temperatures with our ThermoWorks pop. It's pretty good stuff. And we'll see where it's at. Okay, welcome back. It's been about 45 minutes now, and I think this is actually cooking a little bit faster than I thought. So we're going to check it now. And we've got our trusty ThermoPop. Looks great. Got great color. So we're going to put it into the deepest part of the tenderloin. And yeah, we're reading right about 129 exactly. So we want to pull it off at this point. Just carefully. All right, you can shut down your smoker at this point. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it rest for about 5 or 10 minutes, let it stop cooking while I'm going to fire up a cast iron skillet, and we're going to get that thing searing hot. And I'm just going to do a real quick sear on the outside just to get a little nice crust. That shouldn't really change the internal temperature as much. During the rest period, this will probably climb another 5 degrees, putting us right around 135, which is a perfect medium rare, which I think is as high as you want to go on a deer tenderloin. Okay, so we're inside and we've got the meat resting. I've got my Lodge cast iron skillet getting hot, and we're going to let this go for about 5 more minutes, and then we're going to throw it on for literally just 20-30 seconds aside, kind of rotate it around, just get a little bit of crispiness to it. And then we're going to come back and let it sit for another 5-10 minutes, and we're going to cut in and see how we did. Okay, so we've let it rest for about 5-10 minutes, and we're pretty sure it stopped cooking at this point. Now we want to throw it on for a quick sear. It's going to get really smoky. It's okay. So again, we're going to give it about 15 to 20 seconds per side, just to get a little bit more crisp on the bacon. This is more just for show than anything, but it's going to have a real nice crunch to it at the end. All right, and we'll pull it off, kill our heat. And we're going to let that rest for another 5 minutes or so, and we'll slice into it. Okay, so now we've let the tenderloin rest for about 5 to 10 minutes. We're just going to check one last time the internal temperature, and we are sitting right at around 135, 136, which I think is perfect. All right, let's cut into her and see how we did. Come up closer on that, Cole. I'm going to cut right across this center section here and see. We're going to cut a medallion out of this, and we're going to take a little test. I got to try this. That's perfect. Okay, so as you can see, we have a perfectly medium rare bacon wrapped deer tenderloin. It's perfectly moist, perfectly delicious, perfectly seasoned. I think we did a great job. If you enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe on the Lost Whiskey Barbecue channel. And please follow us on Instagram at Lost Whiskey Barbecue. Again, we like to end every episode with our favorite Virginia bourbon, Lost Whiskey Club. This one is our High Rye. It's Story 339, Barrel 4. I hope you enjoyed this video, and again, hit subscribe. Cheers, everyone.